What video game will replace bingo in retirement homes when millennials or generals gets old? Share to 4K 7 4K to 4K comments sorted by best. Leave the comment. Chris Platt 5H something with no button mashing or rapid inputs required. 1 4K reply. Omniplaticus 2H or good eyesight. 421 reply. Heather Air 2H that limits the choices quite a bit. 232 reply. Space W1Zard underscore 1H but imagine the games, consoles, and super PCs that are sure to come out in the future. Maybe technology to read brainwave will be adapted to gaming and you can live in an alternate reality. Likes out T. 108 reply. Hell 256 14 MPLS no death game 1 is enough. Vote reply. 1 more reply 4 more replies 4 more replies 7 more replies. Go 2001 1H Minecraft. 210 reply. 2 more replies. Demo Stravius 2 1H Ox of the Eye. 35 reply. 1 more reply 18 more replies. To Terabyte 5H I've seen a Pac-Man game at a retirement home already. Eventually there will be serious rivalry over who has the most bitchin' gaming PC. 57K reply. Keyboard Paladin 3H okay maybe a retirement home wouldn't be so bad once I get there like I imagined then. 15K reply. Deep 2H the good ones are well, good. I used to work for an assisted living company. At the time this was early 2000s, most of the residents were greatest generation and they hadn't been to college so they didn't have this frame of reference, but it just reminded me so much of living in the dorm when I was at uni. Basically save up for it so you can afford a good assisted living home and it'll be fine. 726 reply. Go story 1H saved up, oh good, I'll be totally fine then, cries. 412 reply. 2 more replies. Professor Karan 1H I have a neighbor who is a physical therapist and he would go to those living facilities and do PT by playing the Wii with his patients. 105 reply. AHATFILDCW1H the place my grandmother moved into seemed pretty nice to me. Most of their residents were greatest generation, like your company, and they had all kinds of old people stuff to do there. Big wood shop, various bird watching activities, a commercial kitchen for cooking, numerous lawn games, sewing, etc. But I never walked past the common room in her building without seeing Wii Sports on the TV. They loved that Wii. 49 reply. 1 more reply. Mediocre Fisherman 56M my grandpa is in a baller assisted living facility, and it's only $600 a month. Note, it's assisted living not nursing home. No nurses or anything. It's basically an apartment building but they include food and have someone on site 24/7. The food is amazing. You'd have to be from Cincinnati to appreciate this, but every Sunday they have Go to is this delicious sausage/pinot combination that is just greasy and crispy and delicious. Every meal I've gone to with him has been really amazing looking. He gets 3 squares a day. The building used to be a Catholic convent and all the rooms were nuns' rooms. He has a nice efficiency apartment, good food, and the grounds are really awesome. It's right on the river with some really nice scenic overlooks. Plus they have stuff like bingo, dances, arts and crafts, etc. every day. Vote reply. 1 more reply 4 more replies. Franz 32 1H it's going to be a non-stop LAN party as long as your arthritis doesn't keep you from using your keyboard. 63 reply. Just crispy 1H by then we will just be able to think of what buttons to press. Some knurling PS or something lol. 13 reply. Flava Beast 1H why bother with nursing homes at all? Just toss away our flesh bodies once our consciousness is subsumed into Web 3.0. 23 reply. 1 more reply 3 more replies. Kings281H I don't know how you imagined it but it's basically an orgy home. Imagine a co-ed dorm but the possibility of pregnancy is gone. The usual insecurities many college kids have are too, as well as necessary homework. Ray.
A bus carrying only ugly people crashes into an oncoming truck and everyone inside dies. They then get to meet their maker, and because of the grief they have experienced, he decides to grant them 1 wish each before they are let in the pearly gates. They are all lined up, and God asks the first one what the wish is. Slurring his words out of a misshapen mouth, he says I want to be gorgeous. And so God snaps his fingers, and boom, he's gorgeous. The second one in the line hears this and says, I want to be gorgeous too. Another snap of his fingers and the wish is granted. This goes on for a while, but when God is halfway down the line, the last guy in the line hears everyone else's wish and starts laughing. Finally, God reaches this guy and asks him what his wish will be. The guy calms down and says, make them all ugly again. 40K reply. Dowjan Master 6H God. Whoa, calm down Satan. 11K reply. PJAIN 3173H what are you doing step Satan? One more reply. SEASTKC4H make them all uglier than me. 288 reply. Evergladeleaf 2H plot twist. Makes them look better than everyone else. 61 reply. One more reply. Lil Cuddles 6H chaotic evil. 225 reply. MPG 135H technically a lawful evil. 183 reply. One more reply. ADRIANW76H that's scold. I audibly laughed. 169 reply. Crunchy Potato 33H I've heard so many of these jokes that I've pledged to always be the last one to wish if such a situation comes in my life. 57 reply. 3 more replies. Matic blocks 3H everyone. Fuck you. God. You go to hell for this one. 52 reply. 9 more replies. Duck Billing 6H 3 men died and arrived at the pearly gates for judgment. Saint Peter tells them that the rules have changed, and they can only be let into heaven now if they had a really bad death. He then proceeds to get their stories one at a time. The first man explains, I live on the 25th floor of my apartment building. I came home from work early today because I suspected my wife was cheating on me. There she was, naked at the day she was born. I look around and spot 2 hands gripping the balcony. There's a man hanging from my balcony in just his underwear 25 floors above the ground. I step on the bastard's fingers, he won't let go. I bite his fingers, he wouldn't let go. Finally I grab a hammer that did the trick and he fell. But then the lucky bastard landed in some bushes and survived. So I yanked the fridge loose, shoved it over the balcony, and it landed directly on the bastard. But I'm afraid all that exertion gave me a heart attack, so here I am. Saint Peter decided that was a bad enough death and let him in, then proceeded to get the second guy's story. The man looked quite confused. I live on the 26th floor of my apartment building. I work the night shift, so I wake up in the early afternoon. I had just woken up and was doing my exercises on my balcony when I slipped. But thank God, I caught the railing on the balcony below mine. I was saved. There I was, hanging 25 floors above the ground, when suddenly this crazy man came out screaming. He stepped on my fingers, I held on. He bit my fingers, I held on still. But then the bastard grabbed a hammer. I couldn't handle that and I let go. Just as I expected to die, I landed in some bushes and lived. It was a miracle. As I started to thank God for letting me live, this fridge just falls out of the sky and lands on me. So here I am. Saint Peter decided that was definitely a bad death and lets him in. Then he asks the last guy for his story. This man also looked confused.